have that one. This is the proper paperwork for it now, so this is it. I'm right now putting electrolytics in it. The sunlight is definitely working against me here. I'm putting these, that one and that one in, and I got these here. Those two are going to be paired together. That's 100 microfarad. So these are supposed to be a 200 and a 200, but I have 220 at 200 volts. That's the vertical output. Right here is the trap choke. So I have the yellow. I check from here, and that hooks right up to the right to here. I tested that. That's right to the red here, which is tied with the yellow to the choke, and that comes back is the black. It has those two reds and another. I'm putting a 220. And the thing about this is this part of the chassis is grounded to here, so I'll put new wire in there. I hope my soldering iron will do that. I don't have the nub on it. I just use number 14, or I'll reconstruct something else someplace else. A true ground. Also has nut and bolt. This high voltage wire is breaking off. It was breaking off since the get-go. Here, this one here, that's off. That's not even on. So, okay, let me see. So I don't know if this is good yet. I don't know how I'm supposed to check. Deflection coils. I noticed that it doesn't have a. Hold this a minute. This is what I use for cleaning the wires. A little of that. This one here does not have that thermistor resistor in between the vertical windings like other TVs have. So I don't know if I should have one. Okay, this resistor here is for the filaments. It's 27 ohms. It's open. So, and this is rated at like 117 volts to 125 volts. So and it's targeted at 117 volts. So this was a 27 ohms. So I'm going to try to increase it to keep the filament voltages down. Because I built a project before with some 50L6s and a 20EZ7, and that was rated for 117 volts, and it had a bad buzzing until I discovered the filaments in the 20EZ7 was too hot. Okay, this is the one, for the other one that's at, I guess, a fusible resistor. That one was supposed to be a 4.7, so I have a 5.6 ohms for 50L6 projects I build, so I'll use that. I work on cardboard boxes. So I have to have things at certain heights for my neck, otherwise my neck hurts like hell. So these two here, this one here is new to me from the 1990s. I bought it at a surplus place, so I don't know the actual year. These ones I just got in the mail. I'm supposed to have a, I don't know. I'm pairing these together. I think it's supposed to be a, I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm pairing those together. It's supposed to be, okay. There's that resistor I'm using, the 6.8 was it? For there. This one here I got a 220. Here I got a 220. Here that's going to be those That's going to be that 100 microfarad, that brown one from the 1990s. And the other one, where I'll pair those two together, is here. And I was just going to use one, but I noticed it doesn't. It's in front of the choke. So that's 140 volt power source for the audio output, and that 140 is in front of the choke, so there's not going to be ripple hum removed. So I'm going to use the two 22s, I think. It's supposed to be what? It's supposed to be 30, and the best I could come up with is this, two of these. Otherwise I have to go to 100 microfarads. So I'll do that, and then I think I'm almost ready to plug it in to see if I get high voltage. I replaced a bunch of capacitors. I'm not sure which ones I replaced because I'm not good at keeping notes when I get rolling. So I know ones that I did replace. Well, this will be replaced. That one I definitely replaced. I'll get back on this. I have something else that I have to do first. Okay, this is a solder right to chassis, which is ground. So if you plug your unit in incorrectly, this would be hot. You'd have a hot chassis. But the thing is here, where is it? Where the heck is it? Well, this is isolated. This, if you take a meter from this chassis, these bottom rails are true grounds to its negative. This is lifted. This has a little capacitor hidden in here someplace. A plate capacitor. I don't see it right now. But okay, this resistor is good. I still have to hook this up. And this one, the other orange wire, I might relocate. This one will be the next one. These might be relocated for the power. On this capacitor I couldn't get on the top side. There wasn't enough wire length, so I put it here. These traces lift real easy. This here I did. You can see it. I did this. Them are just side by side solder. That's my capacitor coming up, and I added a piece here because of this iffy thing here. This is horizontal output. I had to look. This is horizontal output. This is audio output. So that's where it gets the hottest. It's darkening here. There are some traces around the damper. The damper's back here. Some of these got to be resoldered, and I think I got to look around. This wound here, this is from a previous service. Somebody replaced a capacitor, and I put a capacitor in here, a new one. These traces lift real easy. It's insanity. I should probably be using a pistol instead of this. I've been using this all my life. I've never had issues. But I don't know if this is good. I think it's checking open. I don't know what I'm supposed to get for resistance here. If I'm supposed to get resistance one way and open the other way, I'm not sure on this kind of rectifier. So I might have to put something across here to test it and probably eliminate that. This one here is lifted. I cut it out a circuit. I thought it was across the AC, but it's not. This is, I think, on the filaments, I think. 3, it's at 600 volts, 3, and I think it's orange, I'm not sure. So I don't know if this is going to work. It might be too short. The pitcher tube test is weak for quite a while, then it comes up to good. So I don't know what else to do here. I'll pause out a moment. So on the capacitors, this one actually checked good. Here's that resistor, that 4.7 ohm, that I'm going to use this, was it 6.8? That's replacing that one. All these black upright ones, every single one of these tested leakage, full leakage, closed eye at 50 volts. Not a one was good. This one here also checked bad. I don't remember what it was for right now, but these were all over the place. The last ones I did were these little .01s. Them are in the horizontal AFC circuitry. These were here and there, but actually the waxies tested better than these uprights. These black uprights were, every one I couldn't even get an open eye at, opened up at 50 volts. I'm glad they weren't electrolytics. They're .047s and .022s or something like that. I don't know what they are. I can't read them. .022. So there are stuff like that. And they actually checked worse than the Bumblebee. They were really bad. So. Okay, on the chassis, there's separators here. So this is not, you cannot take a wire and solder from here to there because it ain't supposed to be. Because this here is going to the, actually right to the chassis of the unit, which is steel. So this stuff to here that's associated with, like with negative and stuff. Here's where that one goes. This chassis is lifted from the negative. It's floating, but I don't know where the hell that little capacitor is. There's a resistor, 330K from this side here to chassis ground, which is I marked as neutral. So when I put my cords in, I always put that towards neutral, and that'll go towards hot for safety reasons. But where the hell is that little capacitor? I've seen it once. Here it is. I think I see it. I work in a sitting down position. It's easier on my neck. Bullshit. So here's the capacitor. You're to keep buzzing, hum out, whatever, like a phonograph situation where. So one side's hot, which I think is this, and no, it might be this. This one's lifted. So if something does happen, you don't get the full Fletcher of the AC voltage, you get whatever. This lightens it up a lot. You might get the voltage, but you're not going to get the amperage. So between this and that 330K, they do the same thing. But this here, like there's little tabs in here to separate this from there. So from there to there you get open connection. Unless you got a leaky capacitor. Actually you'll get that 330K ohms right there. Your meter should read 330K. So that's the notes. But there are traces that have to be soldered here. That one, I think. It's hard for me to justify looking through this lens. So I have to go through each and every one, and I think I'd like to go buy a soldering pencil instead of these here, like this one here, I will scrape with a flat screwdriver and shine it up so you can actually solder to it, because this one here, I'll take a flat screwdriver and shine it up on both sides. know what that looks like. That's just stuff. Aging. So that one I'll redo. I'll scrape it. I'll go through each and every one and start like do the high voltage things. This one I planned that. I didn't want to trust this trace. Looked wimpy, so I did that. That's just a side-by-side solder, and I've done stuff like that all my life and never had issues. So this one only has 2 IFs. So that's about it on this. I don't know what else to do. So replace that. I want to get in the low 30 ohms. I have some 47 ohms, 5 watts, but that's too much because this is for the filaments, that one. But I want to keep the filaments to their proper voltage so they don't get run with heater to cathode leakage. Back on, so I replaced that. This is breaking off. There, it's off. Yeah, I think I need a longer trunk now. These were uprights way back here. Upright. I think there was 3 uprights here. Those black ones in the horizontal. You can see the ringing coil. Little one replaced there. That one. That just goes across the windings of the audio output transformer. I put that green one in. And that one. This one I was going to use a plate capacitor. I have 0.0033s, but comparing this on my capacitor checker with the plate capacitor, this showed more action, so I thought I better use the one with more action. I don't know why that's like that, but when I was trying to open the or look at the capacitance, this had a more fluent solid in the eye opening thing, and if I use the plate little 0.00, what is it, 3,300 picofarads or whatever is the same, the eye didn't open up as well. It wasn't like good, so I thought I better go with because that was an upright, one of those black uprights. So I got these to go. These are vertical. This one's on the bottom. That's the one that's on the bottom. So them are probably all vertical ones. Turned around here. The only knob I don't know, it has one called quieting. It's hooked up to, I can't remember. So this one here has first IF, second IF, no third IF, or that one's missing. So I got the cheesy model. So that's about it. This is 7AU7. That's, what size is that socket? That's damper, I think. No, it ain't. That's horizontal output. Then audio output's right here. Yeah, let's move that. Audio output, that discriminator thing. This is that 3BN6, I think. That's audio takeoff. That one there, I don't remember. This one here is video output and sync separator, automatic gain control stuff. I'm not sure. I think this is first IF and second IF. Got gypped on third IF. The one in the back is a 12B6 vertical output. There's the vertical capacitors. I don't have those. Some of these are better quality capacitors from, I think it's Antique Auto Part Supplies from years back. And some are sleazy Chinese, lowest of the line of Chinese. I think these are low line of Chinese. See how them are .01s at 600 volts, I think. I wish I had more orange drops, but these required a lot of black uprights, so I was lucky to have these things that would fit in there. So I guess that's it on this thing. Hopefully I'll plug it in today. I don't know what this is about. I see it on the Photofax, and it looks like it just sits this way. Nothing hooks to it. I don't know about the tuner. I don't know about nothing really. Until I get going, I have a lot of, and this thing here, I hope it's good, because that'll be a lot of capacitors and resistors. And I think that's, what the heck was it? That's this sucker. Covers everything around that tube. Everything. There's another one for vertical. Where's that one? Oh, I don't see it. I don't see one for vertical. Where is it? I don't see that one. Unless that's another piece of that. 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. So, I don't know, I don't see it. These are capacitors. They say 0.5 amps, so I thought they were a fuse. But they're capacitors in the picofarads. There's 2 of them. There's one back here. Mini microfarads or whatever. I think that's horizontal drive, I think. I'm not sure. So that's about it. This is Orange Beginner's Corner on October 23rd, 2021. The sun is out. This here hasn't extended, which is weird. I want to peek in there and see how far down the coil is. I would assume that's stock. Or somebody rotted it out, souped it up. So I don't know. So inside here, it looks here. Let's look in there. Okay, back on here. Inside here, has issues here. So I don't know if I should put high voltage putty over that. I don't think I have any. I might. This tube tested good. It is smoky white on the top, but it does test good. I'll try to get at it from a different angle here. Back on. Is it rolling? I think so. Okay. That tube is smoky on the top. It's got white, but it does test good. I gotta figure out this and replace that. I'm not sure what it is. Then we got this spot here. But I guess I can just use regular RTV, clear RTV for that or something. I'm not sure. But I think I might have some old-fashioned high voltage putty. This thing here is the one I'm working on replacing, which is on the other side. looks ugly. All 150s. $200, $200, $60, and $30. So I'm putting a $220, $220, $100, and $44. Two of those paired together. Looks like a pretty small unit here. So back on, this is horizontal, so I have to do this one. This is the one that goes to the audio output transformer, positive side. So here's where I'm at here. So I saved, look at these wires. Those are nowhere near. So I have to do those, get those 222s in here. This is going to be my ground. That's just going to go right to where this wire is. As long as I don't associate with that. That's lifted from ground. This is inside common negative, neutral, and this is lifted through that capacitor and that 330K lifted right there.
Are
1K volt or capacitance, I don't know. But anyways, that's the safety capacitor. I will check it, but I know it's going to have a 330K leakage across it. So I just got to get back on these, finish up the other two electrolytics, which will be took a few of those. So I guess that's it. Time to sign off here. I'll have to think on the what's it called, thermistor that they put in between the vertical windings. This doesn't have it. I wonder if it should. Usually they have a thermistor, I think, in between the two verticals. I don't know if it's that'll save on them or not. I don't know. But anyways, this is it. Signing off.